Hi everyone, I'm Don Singletary. Welcome to the channel. If you're a beginning day trading investor, you came to the right place. That's what we do here. Today I'll show you a trade, lasted 8 minutes, made $71 trading the DJIA Micro Emini. Now if you're new to the channel, be sure and look for the two beginners playlist in the text below the video. There's two playlists, each has 4 10-minute videos, and they have everything you need to know to be able to get started. So after today's video, check it out. And of course, we'll be using Tastyworks on the screens today as our trading platform. We'll have some MACD magic and the live trade of the week coming up right now. Of course, we use the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence Indicator, with the default settings of 12.26.9. And we plot the momentum. See, the yellow arc there is much like a ball or an arrow thrown into the air that will come down on the other side. And we use that for trading signals to buy and to sell. Green over the red, both above zero, is a buy signal. And sell signal is when we get a convergence of the green and red lines. It's time to exit the trade. Now, if that was too fast for you, here's the instant replay on that. And we'll be using the MACD indicator with a 5 minutes candlesticks, and we'll be using that in the trade today as we go to the DJIA for the trade of the week. Thanks for joining us on the channel today. We have over 50 videos now, and they're all free thanks to the book. The channel is supported by book sales of my Introduction to Day Trading the Micro Futures for Income. It's especially, this whole channel and the book is to make it easier and faster and simpler to learn how to trade futures with the new affordable Micro Emini futures. They're the most inexpensive and easiest way to learn to trade. And you can look for the book link in the text below the video if you'd like to lend support, and I thank you for that. Illustrations today by Tastyworks. See the broker link in the text below. Okay, today's live trade is going to be with the DJIA Micro Emini, 50 cents a point, and the MACD with default settings of 12.26.9. If that's Greek to you, be sure and look for the beginner playlist in the text below the video. Some links down there for you. Now, today I thought I would flip a coin. I'm going to ignore my guidelines with the DJIA as I did in a recent video. Well, I'm going to do it again. I would never say this is the most legalized form of gambling you can do at home in the United States, but I will say today I'm going to flip a coin. Well, it's kind of an educated guess. The green line is below the red line, but it's been down there for 20-25 minutes. The market doesn't seem to want to go down. I have some long shadows on the bottom of the candlesticks. I have some doji patterns, those little thin, flat 3 in a row right here, and all of those things make me think that it's most likely the market will move up next instead of down, and so that's my sole reason for doing the trade. Now let's get started. This is October 1st, 2020, and the time is 10:31 a.m. Eastern Time. I bought 2 contracts of the DJIA Micro Emini at 27,747. That makes it $1 a point move because it's 50 cents per contract per point, right? So I bought 2 of those contracts. So every 1 point move is going to be $1. Price I bought at 27,747, and you can see where it's trading now, and that I'm open at about $2. Notice in this segment here how non-volatile this price variation is. It's 0, plus $1, minus $1, plus $2, plus $3. It's not going very, very fast. Now, this is one of the advantages of trading the DJIA in the middle of the day, or perhaps during the Globex hours, is that it's less volatile during those times. Now we'll go back to the chart. That was the Positions tab on the Tastyworks software, by the way. We can see that the probability of this trade succeeding is now going up. We have the green line turning up. It looks as though it may converge with the red line and maybe pass it. And see the green arrow I put up there. The distance between the green and red lines is getting shorter. So if I had a 50-50 chance at the beginning of this trade, Unscientifically, I would say I have a 70% chance or greater of making some money by now. But during the trade, this is the point. That's when you can look at your indicators. You don't just look at them when you open a trade and close a trade, but it's a dynamic thing. You have to follow through the trade. So now I'll go back to the Tastyworks panel. I'm watching my trade again. I'm 32 points up, $34 now. And I bought at 27,747. I decided it's time now to use a stop order, a stop market order, that is, specifically to be able to lock in some profit. So I put that stop in at 27,760, 13 points away from my entry point. So now the worst thing can happen is that I'll make $13. That's the worst case scenario. And so now I've got my essentially free trade going here. Now you notice I'm not going back and looking at the chart at this particular time, and I haven't for a few seconds. The reason is very, very simple. Rule number one, preservation of capital. Right now it's trading 27,795, and as far as I'm concerned, this $43 there is mine. So I'm going to change my stop order from 27,760 and lock in even more profit. So I put in the modified stop now to 27,775, and that's going to lock me in $28 on the trade. And I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on this thing because I do want to keep as much of this money as I can as the trade moves into my favor, up $48 right now. So you see I'm trailing the stop between 27,795 now, down to about 775, which is a little less than 20 points. But the market at this particular time is not that volatile, and we're still $46 ahead and into the trade here. You can see the MACD still very supportive to this trade, increasing positive momentum on the MACD indicators there. It's always a good sign to see the MACD supporting your trade decisions. We crossed up to 27,800 for the first time during the trade. You notice I'm not using the time machine, the fast forward today in this trade, because I wanted you to get some idea of what it's like real time, and I want you to enjoy taking a look at what kind of angst you might or might not have had you been making these trade decisions here in real time. That's a good practice. And if you see anything that can help you out, be sure and put it into your trade journal. We're trading 27,797 at the moment. Now this whole trade is only going to last barely more than 8 minutes, and I need you to leave some comments below this video for me. Do you enjoy going through the time at real trade here without the fast forward, so you get a more realistic view of the speed of the decisions and how often you're checking the parameters of the trade as we go through? Here I'm up a little more money, so I'm going to move that stop up from 775 up to 785, and that's going to lock me in worst case scenario now at $38. But really, if you would comment on that, whether you like it or whether you don't, and or if it's a really long trade that lasts 20 or 30 minutes, I don't think it's realistic to try to make a 30-minute video when you're doing nothing most of the time. But this is a short trade, only about 8 minutes total, and we're up at 27,808 now, and we're pretty close to that $60 mark. And remember, my main thinking right now in watching this trade, I'm looking there, see the MACD indicators are still very much moving up, more positive momentum. And I think I can get more done by watching the trade panel and how much money and how far I am from my stop order, most recent. Here I'm changing again, moving it up only slightly from 785 to 790. Now at 790 stop, that puts my worst case scenario at $43. But at $43, look up in the up right corner there, I'm $71 up. There's a good gap between that 43 and 71, so I'm already thinking about moving that stop order up again. You know, there's an old saying in the market, you've heard of the bulls and the bears, well, there's also the pigs, the greedy. And I don't want to get so greedy that I get myself out of some potential profits here. But I also know from experience that trends usually don't last forever. So I'm back playing with the stop order again. This time I move it up to 27,800. And that's going to lock me in a nice profit of about $53. And see, my unrealized profit now is still hanging around $70, $73 at the moment. I see it just hit $77. That's the highest it's been yet. And we're trading about $27,825, $78 it just hit there. Now, I'm locked in at 53, so I'm $20 of unrealized profit here. I don't have locked in yet. Been in the trade about 8 minutes. And if it went south right now and I was out, I'd be okay with that. $72 or something close to that in about 8 minutes is always a good trade. Now I'm going back up here to take another quick look at the chart. The MACD indicators seem to still be in my favor, and I'm trading around 815 or 820 now. So I go back to the panel so I can decide what to do next. Okay, now my mind's going 90 miles an hour. It's $70 unrealized profit, 73, so I'm still up 20, but I don't have locked in yet. And it just seems to me the whole trade feels like it's starting to slow down just a little bit. It's not really running up. It's been up to 78, then down to 68, and now 74. And I'm pressing my luck, so I cancel my stop order. And now I'm going to put in an order to end this trade, a limit order. And that limit is 27.18. You can see the market's trading 27.817. And now 816, and bam, we're stopped out of the trade right there. Now, this is really a nice little trade because in just a little bit over 8 minutes, the maximum drawdown was about $5, hardly anything. Profit $71. But what I like most about this trade is that at about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I put in my first stop market order. And that meant after 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I didn't have any risk the rest of the trade. And by that, I specifically mean no risk of losing any money. I did risk some unrealized profits as the trade was in progress, but I didn't risk any of my beginning capital in the trade after the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, you can't always do that in a trade, but you should always carry that in your toolbox. You always know that when you're able to do that, for goodness sakes, do it. The volatility was low enough in this case, I could move that stop in about 20 points away without much danger of it being executed, and I followed it all the way down through the trade. That's a great example of good trade management. You don't always have the opportunity to do that, but you should definitely remember that it's possible and pull that trick out whenever you can. That was a fun trade of the week today, and I really enjoy that. I love those kinds of trades, I cannot lie. And I hope you'll give it a try one day if you decide you want to flip a coin. Be sure and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss notification of the new videos. Of course, the book sales support the channel here, so I appreciate your support. You really will learn easier and faster if you have all that basic information together. And if you're a beginner, don't forget the playlist below. And by all means, the only way I know what kind of videos you want to see more of is when you hit the like button. That tells me, yeah, I want to see more videos like the one I'm watching now. And I would appreciate that very much. I'm Don Singletary. I hope every day is a payday for you. And thank you.